Canucks with guitars. Wow, I'm a little washed out. There we are. So how are y'all doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. I'm just waiting for the chat to come up here, but I think I already saw something pop up there. Looks like we got 2 people watching already. Cool, cool.
Hey folks, how we doing?
As you may have read in the description, tonight we're going to be covering... Oh, somebody left their YouTube turned up as I check mine.
There we go. Ah, ah.
Alright, let's bring this up. Oh, okay, we got the chat open. So far, let's see, we've got Mr. BH. Is that Bruce? Bruce, how you doing, Bruce? Ohio. I was telling you earlier, Bruce passed along kudos on the promotion.
Ah, thank you very much, Bruce. So I could be moving up the ladder.
Jim Guidry's in the house down in Louisiana. How you doing tonight, Jim? Is the snow melting? Please tell me. I checked the other night. Poor Jim. He was 3 degrees cooler there than we were here. And it was just like, that ain't fair.
That's not fun. You guys been getting killed down there this winter.
We got Adam EVH in the house.
No, I can't say that, can I?
No, you can't.
Oh,
no,
shoot.
you can't say that.
Right. There we are.
All right. There we go. Already. Got to delete the video after this. Adam, yeah, Adam EVH is in the house out of Niagara Falls. Fellow Canuck and Vapor. Adam, if you ever have a vape problem, let me know. I run a vape shop. Just saying. And let's see here. We got Bruce saying hello to Jim and Adam. Adam saying hello to everybody. R2R3 locking nut. Hey, hey, what's up, everyone? He says. How's it going? So yeah, we got some vintage gear. We're gonna talk some possible guitar repairs. Any questions that you guys have, comments, let us know. It's all good, Oh, Dry Heat 480's in the house.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're getting quite the little family going on here tonight. Gee, this quick already. I figured I was going to have to draw things out a little bit before we brought out, a certain guitar. I was really hoping Sinner pops in for this. I'd like to see his reaction, so I'm going to wait just a few minutes. Jim, Adam, if you know where Sinner is, tell him to pop on even for a minute. Yes, yes, yes. Because he's going to lose it over this. So how you been doing this week?
Not too bad, yourself?
Oh my God, I've been sick most of the week. Missed band practice, you know that.
Yes.
A few of you know that. Last night, Miss Joe Wentz had me on his show.
Ah.
Yes, that was good. Yeah, we went almost 2 hours.
Holy.
Yeah. Now, a lot of these fine folks tuned in. We had a great time. Lots of great questions. Some of the guys were hooking me up with finding some parts for the 71.
Ah.
Well, I was talking, I want locking tuners, but I want them to fit all the existing screw holes, diameter, and they got those weird offset screw.
Yeah, I'm going to say that CBS era, we're going to change everything because it's somehow going to save us money by retooling everything and not using the existing production techniques. But I'm not a big business economics guy. I could be wrong. Maybe that is the cheaper way to do it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Pause the video here. It was buffering on me. It's just already thrown me out, but I can pause the video right here. So hey. Yes, everyone's saying hey to each other. How's the audio, guys? We got some new infrastructure tonight.
Yes, testing out the new sound tonight.
Yeah.
Should be clearer.
So we're
crisper.
We got a condenser mic going into a tube preamp, into the new mixer I picked up, like Joe's.
Little Roland unit. We got the packaging here.
You know what? There's no
cover the Evil Empire where I got it from.
There is no picture on the packaging of it, so there's not a lot of point, but it's the
it is the Roland Go mixer. You know what? Let's see if I can get it around here. If everything goes kaput, folks, you know this didn't work.
Yes.
Let's see if I can get around here because it's
yeah.
See
already
everything's going kaput. Can we get her in shot? Just barely get it in shot. All right, this is a really neat piece of kit, folks. Like if you're into doing any home recording, like doing some demos and that on your tablets or your iPhones or anything,
Really neat piece of kit, good interface, gives you 3 channels to run in, unlike most of the other units I've seen on the market that only are offering 2 for iPad interface and that. Yeah, it seems really cool. Preamps, we haven't given it a good shot. I didn't give it playback listen with headphones or anything to really get an idea.
Well, let's be honest, I showed up, I've been here an hour, and we just set everything up in the last hour.
Yeah. So you're getting to hear it for the first time before we've actually got to hear what it sounds like through headphones, you know, get an idea of it. From what we could tell off the iPad speakers, which is, you know, not the greatest frame of reference for audio, as we all know.
Exactly.
It didn't sound bad though. Like
no. I hope it sounds okay to you folks.
I wouldn't have said they were poor preamps, if just on that judgment alone. So if it works as good as we're hoping it does, it's a great piece of kit. It's, what was it, retail around $140?
140. Yeah, it was 100 US.
Yeah, 100 US.
You figure, you know, because they always jip us at the border.
Yeah,
well,
so
I can't say that. They get us at the border.
Yeah.
So I just
breaking all the rules.
I just want to get to the chat real quick here. R2R3 saying hey to everybody. No, what was it? Yeah. Apparently R2R3 was watching the replay of Joe's show from last night when he got notification that we were going live. So. Been there, buddy. Yeah, well, catching up on one show. And Sinner's in the house. Says I'm dizzy. This probably he tuned in right at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a klutz on a good day.
All right.
So cables to trip over.
Since we have Sinner in the house, I'm going to show off.
Bring her out.
Yeah. Ho ho.
Now this axe, I have had the privilege of recording on this. The first time I ever saw this axe, I was getting to record with it, and yeah, she's a bell ringer.
No, I thought the first time you saw it, I sent it to you to get the frets polished because I got it restored for Dad for Christmas.
No, I think that was after.
Was that after?
I think that was after the recording session.
All right.
But this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my.
That's showing up quite nice.
Yeah. Oh boy.
What are those installed for pickup?
And the record skips.
So this is a CBS built 1967 Telecaster. The back of that neck too. Oof. She's been played and loved. So yeah, a 1967 Telecaster with EMGs. I just want to check the chat just for a moment here.
Because I noticed it hang in the air for a moment there.
Oh, Joe Wentz is in the house.
Hey, Joe.
James is in the house. Jaden, are you on Facebook? I'm really curious. Are you on Facebook? All right, so let's see here. Is that Abdul? There's Abdul invades some of these streams sometimes. Just go along with whatever Abdul says. It's
all right.
Yeah.
Rock him.
Absolute mayhem in the house. Ben. Bruce saying, let's see, I wasn't getting our Metal Stage podcast notification on time about a month ago. All good now. Excellent. Good to hear, Bruce. I was there the day he got it. Who was that? Absolute Mayhem. I was there the day he got it. I don't know who that is. And who got what? I'm just curious. I just seen a flying telly. Or Center says.
You tuned in at just the right time, my friend.
Camaro. Alright. Yeah, okay. Everyone's saying hey to each other. So yeah, the deal with this guitar, my dad bought it. Did he buy it new? Or was it
I thought
just
it was one previous donor.
Yeah, something like that.
As I recalled him saying.
As he likes to say to Rich every time he sees him. How do you like my $300 Telecaster?
How do you like my $300 guitar?
Which he purchased, yeah.
Not too bad, eh?
Yeah. Not too shabby. And so, yeah, he was gigging with this thing for years, and through the 70s into the 80s. as you know, the wiring today in bars is still just as bad in a lot of places.
Well, because most of it hasn't been changed. So
No.
Any of the bars that are still open and booking bands really haven't put a whole lot of renovation in since your dad would have been playing those same bars.
Jaden James says yes. James O'Brien. Hit me up on Facebook, Jaden. I want to talk to you, if you can. Just look for my name with the initial D in front of it. D. Ben Coombs. If you can, hit me up with a friend request. R283 says, what year is the Telly Ben? These might be delayed. 1967. I assume Joe's out on the road, probably having his half-hour break right about now. Just guessing. Yeah, so anyway, back to the story. See, I get sidetracked, all these lovely folks here. Just want to make sure you're all included here. So playing, bars with bad ground, playing a Fender, through a Fender, well, a variety of amps, but he ended up playing through a Silverface Vibrolux. I mentioned it on Joe's show last night. And, you know, buzz, single coil pickups, buzz, and he was a tone chaser, but he was a tone chaser for clarity. He wanted the cleanest possible sound. And so he found out about these EMG pickups, and we're talking back 84, 85, he installed them. And so, yeah, vintage EMGs and a vintage Telly, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the pickups are as old as me.
Yeah. Fortunately, the 9-volt inside isn't. And the nice thing was,
that'd be a testament, though. That's some Energizer Bunny stuff right there. 32 years later, still going.
Oh, okay. I know who Absolute Mayhem is. It's Wayne. When a buddy from Navity comes in the store and stuff, he's like, I must have missed a couple of comments. Yeah, Camaro, duh. I was thinking, dude, I also own a Camaro, so I was thinking, is this a friend from high school? Like, who's messing with me? Yeah, Wayne, okay. Well, the name was familiar. That's awesome, buddy. No load tonight, have to go early in the morning, Joe Wentz. Oh, so he's at home. Well, thanks for tuning in, Joe. Awesome. So yeah, quiet pickups to make a quiet, clean tone, and this thing into a crank Vibrolux. Man, it was almost like steel guitar. You know, the clarity.
Well, let's let the fine folks at home hear what's going on.
All right.
So on top of hearing what's going on through the condenser mic that we got just out of frame over here, we've also got an SM58 on the B52, the in-house testing amp, running through the new Tascam interface I picked up last week, which we may do a piece on that in the future. Really nice piece of kit, which I didn't know about until I stumbled across it. And it's something I've been looking for
Tascam's
years.
a good name.
I just didn't know Tascam made it, and I should have thought of checking.
Yep.
So when it comes to 4-track, Tascam, like
Go Tascam.
it's like medical adhesives and Band-Aid. Who actually calls them medical adhesives?
so-
You call them a Band-Aid.
We have the tuner on.
You don't call it a 4-track, you call it a Tascam. It's a Tascam Porta Studio. But yeah, so we've got the SM58 in front of the amp on there, and you'll be getting a little bit of the room sound to the condenser, so.
Should have warmed up. Little space on there. Yeah. Man, I love that amp.
You know?
Trying to keep the phone from...
And the new purple jewel light makes all the difference.
Alright.
I gotta say. If you've never changed the color of the jewel light in your amp, you should do it. You'd be surprised how much you think it changes the difference in the sound.
Aha! I can do this from the mobile version. Sweet. I just gave Joe a wrench.
No, whatever.
Sweet. Not that we need a wrench, but I just want to give somebody a wrench and see if I can do it from my phone, and apparently can, so...
There we go.
Yeah. See, now if you had commented when you went and turned your phone down, then I could give you a wrench, but... Joe has a wrench, you don't have a wrench, apparently. Joe Winsford, live concert! And he says, your audio sounds so much better. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe.
Beautiful guitar. Let's hear that, baby. Great playing, Ben. Well, thank you, Adam. I'm just trying. I do my thing. I'm kind of, I've only been playing lead for a year.
Yeah.
Right? Basically, when you said, hey, take a couple leads, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And so I got fascinated by outlaw country, Waylon Jennings and stuff about a year ago. I dipped back into that. That's kind of what I grew up hearing a lot of. My dad played kind of that stuff. And as a result, playing rockabilly and that kind of country stuff, just noodling around, I learned a different kind of lead that not everybody's doing these days that aren't a certain age. And whereas everyone else, you know, a lot of just flat out classic rock lead players, which is fine, you know, I thought, well, I gotta get a little, put my own little stank on it, and works out well. He and I just, we can trade off different stuff, and yeah. Buddy Holly. Well, there we go, Sinner.
Well, then after it's this mean.
What?
Never mind, it's gone.
Oh.
Whatever it meant, it's gone.
What we got here? We got 7 people watching, 4 thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so this is my dad's guitar. He gigged with it for a number of years. Retired from playing. Doesn't play at all these days, even around the house. Well, he plays noodles a little bit here and there, but when I decided to join a band a few years ago and get back into playing, he's like, I'm not using it. It's yours now. So, okay. So I've used it on and off live, and I just didn't like gigging with it for the fact that because it's family heirloom, you know, let alone a 67 Tele, I can't replace it, so I want to retire it. So I got my Mexi Tele, and my cousin, being the wonderful gentleman that he is, sent me a 71 Tele to replace this for gigging, and so that's why, like I was saying to them last night, you messaged me before the last show saying, you know, what are you playing? I assume you're in Telecaster country, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. So he brought guitars accordingly.
Yeah.
So the guitar sounds okay. It's not distorting too much. We're not.
Yeah,
distorting too much.
let us know how things are going, folks.
Yeah. We kept turning it down. Vintage Sounds. Hey, Brother Ben, can we hear some Zeppelin? Zeppelin, but now, see, because I was like, play some Zeppelin, you know. Can't think of any off the top of my head. Hey, Vintage Sounds from Jim Guidry. Good times, bad times. Yeah, it's nice to see everybody popping in tonight. So if you have any questions out there, just let me know. Such a community. Everyone's just, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I'm doing all right. How y'all doing? So, I'm thinking, should we mention guitar repairs?
Guitar repairs, yes.
You know, some people...
We had teased this earlier in the week.
Yeah, some people, you know, don't do anything with their guitars.
No.
They'll take down to the local music store, even have strings changed.
Yep.
If you want to do that, that's fine.
And you know what? Some people are like other cars, like me. Like I just, it's not that I couldn't like change my own oil or the
well, that
stuff like that. It's not that I'm incapable of doing it. It's just like, you know what? I'm like, just let the professional guys do it. Like, you know, I could do it, but why?
Then you get the people that
you know, guys are just uncomfortable with it. It's just like, you know what? I don't want to do it. I don't want to mess around under the hood. Let's take it to the pros.
Yeah. Then you get your people, you know, they'll change their own strings, do basic setup, maybe intonation, because, you know, you just know it's out, and watch YouTube video, figure it out, you know, and then you get the guys, then get into things like polishing their frets, that next step, maybe replace a nut depending on the guitar. I tell you, these ones are Oh, you're gonna have fun. Yeah, you're gonna have fun doing the nut on the 71. Yeah, and then you get people that, like us, that have gotten to the point where we're just like, screw it, we'll just do the work ourselves. Pretty much regardless. Like, I don't think that, there's not a whole lot on one of these solid body fiddles that you can't do.
Pretty forgiving. The Telly's a good example of a really forgiving guitar to work on. Like, I spent 3 years apprenticing as a luthier, and then unfortunately the man I was apprenticing under had passed away. And as his wife was, telling me she was closing up the business, I'd asked for my records for my apprenticeship, only to find out he wasn't the greatest record keeper in the world. So, like, there's my application to be the apprentice that he'd never actually sent in. None of my hours were filled out. It was a big loss in that sense, but it was a huge gain in that I got a really great education in fixing stringed instruments. From everything from like cellos and violins to mandolins, guitars, banjos, the whole nine. And it's been really great because I save myself at least a couple $100 a year in just like setups and stuff like that alone. And it also gave me the confidence to tackle things like when the headstock snaps off your 335 one day.
Yeah.
And to have the confidence to be like, this isn't the end of the world. I've done a broken headstock repair before, just not on my own guitar, on a warranty return for customers.
Yeah.
Which you would think would kind of freak me out more because I'm like, oh man, this is like a customer's guitar. If like they don't like the repair, they're gonna be choked with the music store, and the music store is gonna be choked with us. 'Cause, I was working for a wholesaler, and so I had to be pretty confident that my repair is going out the door. We're going to be good enough that the customer is going to get it back and be like, hey, I'm so stoked my guitar's fixed. Like, the slight imperfection in the finish is not the end of the world. So when my 335 broke, I was just like, oh man, what the devil? But I put her back together, and it wasn't the end of the world. And, I kept on playing, refinished it, and she was great. And then she broke again.
However, let's show where the first break was and then where the second break was.
But as a testament to my woodworking now, let's get in the light as best I can, maybe kind of.
Just as you're showing that off, I'm just going to give a shout. So Adam has to leave, so I just want to say, Adam EVH, I'm looking forward to your show. It's on. They're coming on at 9 o'clock, so go get set up for that. Talk to you soon, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you later, right? Yeah, so we got the first break right here. Now what happened is I was playing guitar one morning, sitting around, playing the axe in the living room. I bent over to adjust the pedal setting, and a strap lock failed. And I can't fault the strap lock, they were good strap locks, they were Shalers, but they were also a pair of 30-year-old Shalers I got from my bass player that he'd gigged on for 30 years. We're talking a set of strap locks that were as old as I was at the time. So it really wasn't all that choked that they broke and they failed. I was kind of choked about the guitar being broken, but as I said, it wasn't the end of the world. Patched her up, did her, refinished her, pretty happy with it. So about a year and a half, almost 2 years later, I'm in the studio recording with my band. We've just done this marathon all-night session laying down tracks. And I flop down on the couch in the control room, and I'm like, I'm going to get a little bit shut-eye for a bit. So I flop down on the couch with my 335 behind my head, kind of like a pillow almost, with my arms sort of cradled around it. And I woke up and I yawned and I stretched my arms. I heard clang! And that's when she got the second break right there. As a testament to my first repair, it broke above the repair and broke again. So I fixed it up the second time. I really didn't think I was going to be lucky enough to get away with it, but I did. And she's my baby now. She's the oldest guitar I got in the fleet.
Well, you hold that. I just want to also say Jim, Gidry, and Sinner they're heading out too to go get on with Adam for later.
All right, peace, boys.
Yes, I'm keeping up with the comments. Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh was on the show? Wow!
Joe Wentz was wondering if there's any way we could jam on something. We will do that in a future show. We only have one amp set up and mic'd and stuff tonight.
We just wanted to find out if it was going to work. And now that we know it works, we can get a bunch of amps set up.
Yeah.
We can run crazy fun.
Yes. So, yes. Tune back in for more. So back to this.
But yeah, so she's 2010 Epi 335. I bought it from our bass player in the Honey Badger outfit, the legendary Larry Babcock.
Woo.
This was his axe when he had first moved back down here from Ontario. He's playing a band in Hamilton and playing on guitar, not his usual mainstay on bass. And this is the axe he picked up because he needed something quick and to fill the job to play guitar with. After I joined a band with him a couple bands ago, and just after, like a couple weeks after joining, I'd mentioned like, oh, I was kind of looking for a semi-hollow, and he's like, I got an Epi 335, you should buy mine. I'm like, I kind of want something with a Bigsby. And he's like, fine, don't buy mine. And I was like, well, bring it by, let's see what you got. And he brought it over, and I kind of went like, you know, a couple strums, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I don't even think I got to plugging it in. I was like, yeah, I'll take this.
While you're holding that, Joe Wentz had a comment here. Let's see here, where is it? What's the best treatment for fret sprouting? I saw Philip McKnight talk about a certain small handheld file, and it wouldn't harm the fretboard. I'm assuming you probably use like a jeweler's file. That's what I've always known them as, jeweler's files.
Yeah.
Is that what you use? Like I use, and I do a kind of a, I don't know what you call it, almost like a hump, but on an angle around my ends. I picked that up from.
Let's see. Give me a minute here. I can get what I use. It's a really small. It's a jeweler's file.
Yeah.
Like it's that's what you need. You get this small pack of like jeweler's files, and yeah, it's got a smooth backside on it, so that it won't rub the wood on the fretboard as you're doing the fret ends.
Yeah, Vintage Sound brings up a point here. Yeah, without the Volute, Gibson headstocks always break. Well,
yes.
There's a reason they brought
yes,
that back.
they do.
There's a reason they got that big Volute started last year.
But yeah, I'm sure you could buy a proper one from Stumac for about the price of 4 or 5 packs of 6 jeweler's files or small fine files from like whatever your local hardware store is in your area. Or you could go to Stumac and buy the proper one for, you know, the same price as like 5 or 6 packs.
Joanne says it looked like a nail file almost. Well, then again, I have seen nail files used.
Yeah, I can say that like I've got at least one small like crosshatched nail file that I use for doing some fine filing.
We just happened to get a couple sets of jeweler's files a number of years ago, so
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
The 335, as you may know, she's
in the house.
She's got the black and red kind of theme going on there. I was started by Larry. He just didn't like the amber knobs, so he popped them off, put on the black ones there. Along with the pickups here, which I put in, which are the Gibson, I always get the numbers, is it 490T and 498R, or is it the other way around?
Something like that.
Anyways, the Gibson 490 series pickups that come in the LPJ, which we saw last week's show, contrary to what a lot of people say, they're terrible pickups, I don't think they're bad sounding pickups. I really like them. In fact, I really, really, really liked them in this guitar. And the only reason they came out of the LPJ is I hated the look of them in the LPG. Look at that! Look at those cheesy plastic.
Okay, wait a minute. No, let's just point out. So we got a 335 with what appears to be active EMGs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a Telecaster
with actual EMGs. Yeah. We've got what I'm sure some people and purists would call an abomination.
I can't see how many Crystal Pepsis we have, but I'm sure it's a
pair of abominations. But yeah, so yeah, I really didn't like the look of them in the Gibson. I found that they fit the black and red motif in this guitar really nicely, and they sound teats, just absolutely fantastic.
I'll try to do this in the Joe Wentz voice. Hey, Blackie DH, congratulations, you are today's winner. You've just won the guitar that Richie is holding.
Yes. No, Cherry Valance here is not for sale. She was the first guitar that I went, you know, I'm gonna be keeping this one for a long time. Then I broke the headstock off, and I was like, I'm kind of stuck with this one now. But no, I absolutely love her. The Gibson pickups made a big sound difference. Prior to this, She wasn't stock either. I'd swapped the original pickups out for a set of Ibanez Art CH pickups. They came out of an Ibanez Art 100 that I had at the time, which I was kind of like, I think this would sound better with the Ibanez ceramic pickups like the Ibanez Art Core 335s had, because the singer in my old band, she had a Ibanez Art Core 335 in black satin or black matte. Really, really sexy guitar. Beautiful guitar. Sounded great. I love the sound of it, and when I got this guitar, I couldn't help but think, if it had those same pickups, maybe I'd have that same sound that I really liked about her Ibanez. Lo and behold, the Ibanez Art 100 I had at the time, I checked the specs, and they were the exact same pickups as the Art Core. Swapped them out, and I was really happy with the 335. On a whim, I figured since I was taking the Gibson pickups out, I'd see how they sounded this, because hey, how bad are a set of Gibson pickups going to sound in an Epiphone, right? And yeah, I really, really like the sound of it. I will point out that I did a bit of a boner when I was wiring it up, and I've got one of the pickups out of phase. Yeah. So I haven't got around to correcting it, because I'm still trying to weigh out, like, do I like this Peter Green honky, kind of squonky, out of phase sound in the middle, or do I just want to spend the time and pop the pickups back in and rewire it? Well, time will tell. Time will tell on that. But until then, we'll give you a quick little buzz here and let you hear what a guitar has had her headstock broken off her twice sounds like.
Yeah, yes. Oops, sorry folks. There you go, sir. I'm going to put this down because I don't have a strap on it or anything, and I'm afraid I'm going to drop it, and yeah. But, if somebody else wants to see it again, I will bring it in, because I know not everyone's watching right from the start, so if somebody wants to see this 1967 Telecaster, let me know, and I will show it.
Some honky out of phase.
So I just want to hit a comment I see. So Joe, you have one of your guitars is spouting frets. Not spouting, sprouting. Well, if it's spouting them, that's really bad, but sprouting frets. Yeah, just leave it. Don't file them down. Unless you feel them year-round, don't file them down. I never touch my frets in the winter. I've had no fret sprouting this winter, and I've seen everybody complain about fret sprouting, but none of my guitars,
you know what?
None of the ones I've been playing anyways.
I was just noticing last night on the old beloved Telly here, which has always had just a baby's bum smooth fretboard. Let me get the pick out of the mouth there. It's actually getting a little bit of hacksaw action kind of at the higher frets.
Yeah.
Also, I've adjusted this neck about 3 times since just before Christmas. This has just been a horribly, horribly bad winter on guitars.
And again, I've seen people saying, don't adjust the necks, don't do anything with the fret, just let them be because they'll go back for spring. Well, the problem is, we need these guitars.
I gig with that guitar. I need it to be played.
You need it, so you gotta keep it playable, right?
As is, with my Les Paul that I used to have, or with the 335, anything I find like a Gibson style guitar. I haven't had the Gibson itself long enough to really say. I generally find I usually do the necks on them about twice a year. A spring tune-up and a fall tune-up. Fenders I find I'll do seasonally, just because there's that much more.
Yeah, instead of every 6 months, it's every 3 to 4 months.
Every 3 to 4 months. And I'll usually be doing the neck on a Fender because I'll know it kind of
myself. Well, this
I use
the 71 got a back bow in it, but I
use the 11s, and with that and the maple necks on the Fenders, I find
that's true. That's true.
They bow in,
You're
they back bow, and
it's.
Well, actually, don't so much back bow. I've never had an issue with back bow on a Fender. Me personally.
So I just want to say a few things here. Mr. B, that's Bruce. He said Ben Coombs chilling in the background with a mixer. Well, sure. No, we got some nice amps back here, which we could talk about at some point. Let's see. So the neck will expand back to normal. Is that true? Someone told me that, and I can't remember. Yes.
Yes.
That's true. It'll expand back to normal.
Getting back to that, it will.
Yeah.
If you can deal with just leaving the guitar for the season and maybe considering it a seasonal guitar, then it will just go back to doing its thing as the seasons change and it comes back around. That being said, who wants to go without their favorite guitar or second favorite or just
Blackie DH?
Who wants to go without any of their guitars for an entire season? That being said, don't adjust the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Get it to where it's playing and good. Don't try and adjust it to perfection. Would be my recommendation, because then you're gonna have to readjust it in the spring. The more you adjust it now to compensate for the changes, the more you'll have to readjust it to unadjust those changes when the seasons change. So that's kind of the bottom line.
Blackie DH says his son has an Epi Dot that had a headstock break. Got it fixed. It's killer.
Yes, honestly, and I say this with absolutely no ego, that guitar is my best playing guitar. Hands down. It plays better than anything I've got.
Here's another one I can. Vintage Sound says, hey, I got an email from Fender. You can get replacement necks, but no rosewood boards. WTF. The reason being is Fender has eliminated all use of rosewood for the last 2 years now. It's just too much of a hassle to ship internationally, and there's such a big company that ships globally. It's a hassle. You're looking at extra 3-week ship time on it for every single shipment. Is an extra 3 weeks.
Paperwork at the wazoo, because you have to be able to prove that it isn't rosewood that was gained through illegal means. It isn't rosewood that comes from an illegal stockpile or a stockpile that had already been flagged. I understand it's really irritating.
Yeah.
I can understand it from an environmentalist standpoint. I'm like, all right, well. We can't just put restrictions on legitimate companies, because then you start getting bootleg wood on the market, and then unscrupulous people start selling it as legitimate wood, and then companies like, the Gibsons and Fenders get bit, and it winds up, in the end, it winds up just hurting the consumer more than changing out to a different type of wood.
We're behind it.
Which is yet to be seen. Who knows? The new stuff, it could wind up being, the new thing. 50 years from now, people are being left back, being like, rosewood, remember back when they used that stuff?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be the laughing stock.
We got more of that here. First of all, let's try to get caught up here. Bruce says, get it. That must have been when you were jamming.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Vintage Sound says only Powfero. Exactly. Powfero. Honestly, it's so damn close. Just go for it. Trust me. Joe Wentz wants to know how many amps are back there. We got 3? Yeah.
We got 3 back here, and then we've got the Ampeg over there. But she's well out of frame.
Yeah.
She might make her on here sometime. She's a funky old amp, and she's adorned with some one-of-a-kind Larry Babcock artwork. She might make some camera time.
Blackie DH says, been looking at getting a Tele. Hey Bruce, how do you like your new one? Yeah, Bruce just got a Tele recently. To which he said, oh man Blackie, I can't believe how this thing plays and sounds. Is that truth? He said, nice, I don't think I need one.
It's, you know what, it's my workhorse. Like, it's the dependable, sturdy, I can pick it up and I know exactly what I'm gonna get out of it. There's no surprises, like, which some people might see as like, well, that's kind of vanilla ice cream, and it is, but sometimes vanilla ice cream's good. Like, sometimes you just want a guitar to do what you need it to do, and you don't really want to have to fuss about too much to, like, find, you know, that perfect combination. Like, you know, that's the beauty in, like, a Les Paul Jr. You don't have that much time, you know, that much to fiddle around with. Either it's working for you or it's not. And that Telecaster, I find, that's what I love about it, is the utilitarianness
Speaking of which, Joe says, hey Richie, that's a nice Tele.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
That's Jeannie. She's a 99
I
Mexican
want that
Telecaster.
guitar so bad. And you guys, you've seen my guitars. But that one, every time I play it, I'm inspired.
There's something about it.
It's got a mojo to it.
I can say that, you know, unbiased, because I've heard it from a couple people who own nicer Telecasters than me that have played it and said,
here's a good one.
There's something about this Tele, Rich. So, it's not just me. Other people have said it, but there is she's got some mojo to her, dude. She's a great act. She's solid. She's got the flipped around control plate. I don't know if anyone get picked up on that in the little bit they've seen her, but that's a, I don't know, I'm not going to try and claim any invention of this at all.
No, guys have been doing that.
Guys have been doing it forever.
But like my dad's generation of players were doing it even.
Yeah.
Especially the guys doing a lot of volume swells.
Yeah, so you can get the volume swells on your knob.
And you can do the tone swells
and
a lot
for me,
easier.
so you're not flicking the damn pickup selector.
I never had that problem playing Teles, so I've just left mine.
I'm a sloppy strummer. I'm all strumming from the shoulder, so it's awful. I could probably remove a pickup selector, like cut it in half and be better off, but once again, the legendary Larry Babcock had picked up a Telecaster that he brought in to me, and he was just like, I want you to flip the control plate. I'm like, you're incapable of unscrewing it and flipping it? And he's like, there's more to it than that. I'm like, I don't think there is. I was wrong. There is. You need to add about a 2-inch chunk of wire. So I did it. I flipped it around, resoldered the whole thing up, played it, and was like, wow, this like fixes my one complaint with Telecaster. So I kind of turned, eyed up my Tele over there, and threw her on the bench, and did it right after. And yeah, I really like it. It's a subtle difference, but it's one of those things that playing a Tele with the normal control setup now feels weird to me.
R2R3 says, I'm back, but heard the playing in the background. Nice playing, bro.
Well, thank you.
And then Black DH, this is a good one. What Telecasters, yeah, we got quite a few. We are Tele guys. What Telecasters you guys have? I'm looking at a MIM one. Well, I would like to say, well, that's a MIM, right?
Well, we've both got a MIM.
Depends on if you want versatility or just pure Tele.
Yeah, if you want pure classic Tele goodness, going with a Mexican standard, like Jeannie here, you can't go wrong. I mean, I've played it side by side with American Teles, and you can hear the difference. Where I find the difference is in the pickups. Like, I think if I were to get a set of American pickups and put it in there, I don't think you'd really be hard pressed, I think, to notice the difference. Or it just doesn't have as bright and as much twang as an American Tele.
Yeah.
Which for me is good, because I really don't like that much sparkle and twang, but I still want that Tele twang, which is kind of an oxymoron, but it's where I'm at with it.
Or you can go
that really makes me happy. Or you can go with something like Ben has,
which I was talking. Oh man,
which
there we go.
Is the Modern Players Series Telecaster.
No, this is the. Let's see if it.
Or is it the?
This is called just the HH.
Yeah, just an HH. I thought it was the Modern Players Deluxe or something like that. Or...
No, because the Modern Player stuff was all out of China.
Oh, alright. I'm wrong then. But yeah, that's...
So what this has is a dual black top humbuckers, they're called. They put out 12, 13K, so they're very hot pickups.
They're very hot pickup.
With coil tap, so which allows me to still get my Tele twang on, coil tapped, or ride it as a humbucker without having to swap guitars, and because we play a lot of covers, I like to have a versatile sound, so I'm riding that coil tap all night on and off.
Now the other one is
and that one has
the belly route.
Yes, mine
It's got a belly route. If you're going to be playing it all night, and
I'm not gonna lie,
you don't want
I
the
miss the
rib
belly
rash or the elbow burn, it's a nice way to go. I personally like my big coffee table telly. I like the suffering that comes along with playing a telly. I gotta suffer for my art. But yeah, his is a much more comfortable telly to play, especially sitting down. You don't have the coffee table digging into the side of your ribs. But on the total of it and bottom line, Mexican Telecaster, it's absolutely nothing to be fearful of. No reason to stay away from. Fantastic guitarist. Personally, me, I would go on the used end. That's just because I'm a bit of a bargain hunter. You can
that way too, if you don't like, you can always get your money back.
Yeah, if you can find a used Mexican Fender in,
well, if you can find a used Mexican Fender, we can't find them in Southern Ontario.
That is actually very, very true. When I found this telly, it was such a fluke. Ben and I were just talking the week before about how you do not see used Mexican Telecasters.
And I was in the market for a Telecaster.
Like, you just don't see them. See American Telecasters, you'll see Squires and stuff like that, but you just don't see used Mexican Telecasters in Southern Ontario for whatever reason. And my reasoning is they're good guitars, they hold their value, and the guys who buy tellies, generally speaking, are buying and keeping them. They're not like a Strat or Les Pauls, where guys will buy them because they're like, I gotta have a Strat, and they'll play them and be like, it's not my thing, and sell it. The guy who buys a telly, generally they're like, I'm getting a damn Telecaster.
Yeah.
That's that.
You know what?
And that's what I've always come to suspect it is like telly players they're telly players, right?
Somebody was asking.
But yeah, if you can find a used Mexican
was asking if they're good for rock, so I'm just gonna dial in.
Yeah.
More
they're the workhorse.
Since
you can get anything out of it.
My crayon.
Punk, metal, rock, country. It is the workhorse. I've been hard pressed to find something I couldn't play on it, or something that I was like, ooh, I'm playing the wrong guitar for this.
Tune on that. So yeah,
you can play rock on a telly. You talk to Richard Patrick from Van Filter. He'll tell you all day. You can play really heavy rock on a Telecaster. Yeah, used Mexican tellies, if you can find them, they're usually worth every penny that they're asking for them. If you can find them in the 400 ballpark, you're doing awesome. If you find them in the 300 ballpark, jump on that. Especially if they come with a case.
I'm like, no, I won't use the B string. Go straight. Yeah, full. Well, hell, I used my 71 the whole night, and I was even playing in drop D tuning, because we do Heroes by David Bowie, but we do it more like the way Motorhead did it, and I was just riding a single coil, just giving her. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Oh, my phone locked. And that's with a low gain setting too, really.
Yeah,
Like we don't run much in the way of game.
Well,
I was discussing that last night at Joe's show. I don't run a lot of
just
games.
because it's one of those things that, like, I wouldn't have believed as a very young guitar player when I was coming up, if somebody would have told me, oh, you can play heavy metal on a Telecaster, I'd be like, malarkey, you cannot, that's a country player's guitar.
That's what that's my dad used to.
I've been, absolutely beyond wrong.
That's a Telecaster played in drop C sharp. We may feed an addiction here. R2R3 says every time Joe pulls out his telly on his channel, I start looking at websites to buy one. Oh, well, I hate to tell you.
It's an addiction.
It is. Yeah, I've got 3. You've got 2.
Yeah, it's one of those things you sometimes don't even realize how much of a telly guy you are
Until
you've got one, and then you just notice how much you're not playing anything.
I will say they can be a little uncomfortable at times.
They can be unwieldy. It's part of
Because it is like having an end table strapped to you. It is a large. It takes up a lot of real estate.
They're a guitar that insists upon itself. They make you pay a penance for playing them, but the reward, it's just so worth it.
Oh yeah. For me, my dad played that telly while I was growing up, and hell, one of the most famous tellies in the world I used to see every week on TV when Waylon would open Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, yeah?
And I see that leather wrap telly, and
yeah.
I really wish Fender would do one of those as a tribute, but there was some company that kind of did one, but it was more of a paint job than a leather wrap.
Yeah, I can say I don't know how well they'd be able to accurately mass produce that.
So I would so play a Waylon telly, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would be my thing.
Unfortunately, most of them probably wind up on the walls of doctors and dentists.
Yeah.
That's the disappointment in those guitars.
R2R3 says he's buying one. There you go. Joe Wentz has 2. Yeah, that's the problem. Usually most people don't have one telly. And that's the other thing is people buy and sell Les Pauls all the time. People buy and sell Strats all the time. But people buy tellies and keep them.
Buy tellies.
They'll sell everything else and keep the telly for whatever reason.
Like, I keep mine at, like, mine is unpartable because of sentimental reasons. I gotten it shortly after my grandfather passed away. And it's... Yeah, I can't sell it for that reason, but on top of it, like, if I were to look through the fleet and be like, what can I part with? Well, I can't part with the telly, so like, it would automatically be off the board anyways.
I think we got something going on here, and the chat's blowing up a bit. So,
everyone's running out buying telly.
Well, see, this thing, so we
I think Fender owes us some money for
so
this.
R2R3 is going to buy one. Blackie DH is buying one. Bruce just got one. You have 2. I have 3. Joe has 2. Next thing you know, here goes the Joe Wentz Telecaster Tuesday posse.
There we go.
Start a whole telly channel. Just
the Telly Nation.
Look out. Can you imagine? Ooh. Telly Tuesday. I love Telly Tuesday.
Well, it's like, I was discussing with you just before Christmas there that I wanted to put out the notice to all the local guys and, get Jordan and that and my buddy Brian there and that and get out and do a photo shoot one day at like a Lions Hall or something.
Oh, yeah.
The tellies of the decades, because through the folks that we know, we were able to round up 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and 2010s
I can
tellies, and do just tellies of the decades.
50s reissue.
But that's not quite.
Possibly an actual 50s. I have to talk with.
The Telecaster
would be that player I'm thinking is that chicken picker we talked.
Oh, right, yes, yes.
Who's actually going down to Nashville in 2 days.
Ah!
So he's doing a little thing down there. So I don't know what he's doing exactly, so I'm not going to speculate. Telly Nation, awesome.
Telly Nation.
Yes.
It's a nation I'm
Telly
happy
Nation
to be part of.
domination.
It's a nation I'm happy to be part of.
Yes. I love that. Yes. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. Things are going. Just checking.
I'm going to say, now that being said, I think the only guitar of my fleet that we haven't looked at yet.
I say we save that for next week, though.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're getting close to.
Leave a little something in the tank.
We're getting close to an hour.
Alrighty.
So, you know.
Well, you'll have to tune in next week, folks.
Fender is
To
releasing
see
new
what's
Telly at
the
NAMM, right?
last of Richard's
Our
guitar
203,
fleet.
there's many Telecaster bodied guitars being debuted. I've seen some stuff.
Some funky stuff coming from Fender. for
And
this year.
actually, you know what? Real quick, because it didn't work the other night, I'm going to see if I can show those Ibanez again. Which I don't even have saved on my phone. However, I was talking to Buddy today.
Ooh, maybe.
I hope he doesn't message me. A transition, if it was in a different color. Oh, right there. So I was sent these, oh yeah, these are turning out much better this week. I sent these, these are the 2018 Ibanez guitars. Ibanez Canada. Wow, 8 people watching. 12 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Oh, here's some more. And some more reissue with the fluorescent.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
I know.
classic day glow 1980s Ibanez yellow.
Which I must say is a lot better than when Gibson did it last year on some of the Les Pauls.
What, you know,
Although I did debate getting one. A yellow with black.
I
leather.
hate seeming like a fuddy-duddy and a stick in the mud, but there's something to me about bright, gaudy finishes on a Gibson. It just doesn't sit well with me. It's a personal taste thing. Like, I'm sure there's some dude who would tell you his hot pink SG is the bee's knees, the cat's meow, absolutely nothing cooler in the universe. And he's right. You know, to him, it is the coolest thing ever. To me, there's something about Gibsons and the really bright finishes that just screams like, I'm not a Gibson! I don't know. It's a bizarre prejudice even I don't understand.
So, what do we got here? Dry Heat 480 says, John 5 loves the Telly, says something about versatility. Yes, very much so. Actually, I just in the last couple of days, because I've been sick most of the week, for those that are tuning in late, I've been sick. And so I've been watching a lot of YouTube in bed, and I watched a bunch of the John 5 signature model stuff and him hanging at the custom shop. And I'm not into his music per se, but I'm into him as a person. He's a really cool cat, and he's got a hell of a Telly collection. I think he's got one of every year.
He's got a great Telly collection.
I'm pretty sure.
Again, a very versatile player. Like, my first exposure to him was when he was Marilyn Manson's guitarist.
Yeah.
And then when he went on to do things after that, I was like, oh, but they got a guy from Marilyn Manson. Oh, wait, no. Holy snuckers. The guy's actually a really, really great guitar player. All right, well, shame on me.
Oh, Sinner's heading out. Have a
Judging
good
books
night,
by
all.
covers.
Sinner, we'll be sending everyone over. We're wrapping up soon. We'll send everyone over your way. Have a great show, bud.
Yeah,
I'll
take care.
catch it
We'll
on the
see you
replay.
tonight.
I won't be home likely till you're already off. And I just want to say, if you think you'll see, Bruce out of Ohio says, look at a video on YouTube channel called Addicted to Gear. Shows all the different leaked models of Fender's new series. Yeah, we're going to be reviewing pretty much that entire new series. I got confirmation about a week ago, I think.
My good
Actually,
friends.
I think I dropped some info on that on our Metal Stage podcast last Saturday night.
Wow.
They were kind enough, because, you know, if I'm on someone else's stream, I'm not there to plug our stuff or anything.
Yeah.
And we're new anyway, so like, who are we?
Yeah.
So they were nice enough that I'm like, hey, I wanted to say something, you know, because they've always been great to us. The support. You're not on YouTube as much as I am.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and so I announced, yeah, we're going to be reviewing all that stuff. Pretty much every Fender out there we're going to be reviewing.
Our good buddies are hooking us up.
Yeah. That's why, when anything comes with Fender, I know pretty much, it's just when I'm allowed to say anything. Like, every time I find out something, I say, okay, is this something I can share, at least even with him, or is this something I got to sit on for 2 weeks? Which a lot of times I'll sit on something for 2 weeks, then he freaks out. Oh my God, have you seen that? yeah, I knew about it last month, but I couldn't say anything, and then I usually, get a scowling.
Come on, man, it's me.
Yeah, I know.
I
give him some.
This is how you get to be trusted with this kind of information. Is that you're trusted with it, and you're good for not leaking it out.
Yep. Joe Wentz.
Even when it's to the chagrin of others.
Joe Wentz says, "I love those Ibanez guitars. Yeah, they are nice. Those Ibanez's are great." Let's see here. Yep, everyone's saying goodbye to Sinner. Bruce says, "Congrats on being able to demo for us." Yeah, we're obviously it depends. Ideally, I want to shoot demo videos 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 7, ideally, right in that range.
We're hoping this weekend, possibly.
No,
No,
I got to work again this weekend. So weekend, so 9
weekend
days from now, I was already in talks with one of the guys last night. We're going to go in. Hey, if we can knock out half a dozen videos, awesome, because that means we can actually have a day off and do something on a Saturday or whatever. But I figure we'll hit each of their different locations too, because there is some stuff like, I want to review some Jackson guitars, because we don't play Jackson guitars or anything like Jackson's.
and you know what? I think playing a couple of them and going in with an open mind would probably going to be a changer for me.
Yep.
Because I already have a preconceived notion of what I think of Jackson guitars, and oftentimes I find when I go into it playing something with a preconceived notion of what I think about them, I'm very oftentimes wrong.
And
I've only played a couple Jacksons in my day, and I'm not going to say I'd ever played one I didn't like.
You're not that we're that much different in age, but there is a decade between us, so I grew up around a lot of Jacksons and Charvels and Kramers, whereas when you were getting into it, nobody wanted it. You wouldn't see
I had
Floyd
two friends in high school that had Jacksons, and they both had pretty much an identical guitar, but one was the slightly fancier version of it than the other, like the stage 2 as opposed to the entry level one. And I'm not gonna say that I had any complaints with the guitar. It's like the frets were bad, blah, blah, blah. No, like there's nothing really to complain about.
Joe Wentz says top secret. Yeah, top secret. Joe
I don't know. They just didn't do it for me. They didn't turn my crank. So I'm going to be very curious to see.
Joe Wentz says, "I love my Jackson, but man, it could use some upgrades. You get what you pay for." Yeah, like anything in life, you get what you pay for. Oh, here, Blackie DH. Okay, quick telly question: MIM standard or deluxe Ash telly? 2 for sale here. I'm looking at. Blackie, are you on Facebook?
If budget isn't an option, you can't go wrong with the deluxe Ash.
That's true.
Like,
both are MIMs. If you're on Facebook, hit me up with a friend request or message me the links. I'll check them out. Yeah, hit me up. He's on Facebook, so hit both of us up. It is friend requests.
Yeah, the deluxe Ash. I've never played one, but
they're nice.
There's absolutely nothing you can go wrong with an Ash Telecaster.
No, they're nice. Just be wary, it might be light, it might be heavy. Ash is one of the most inconsistent woods as far as weight goes. Tone-wise, they're all great. Some prefer lighter, some prefer heavier.
But tone-wise, like you're getting that sparkly, nice, airy kind of Ash.
I'm curious. I'd like to know, but the records on 60s tellies are so obscure. Whenever I look, because I was looking
at
it
was made in America. Can you tell me more than that?
Yeah,
it was made in California. Can you tell me more than that?
No.
Really, son? We can't.
Richard, what is your Facebook name? Richard Shanahan. Go on, Bruce, we're friends on Facebook. Go on my friends list. He's on there.
Yeah, I don't think I have any sort of fancy privacy settings or anything. I'm there.
Awesome. Yeah, hit us up. We're all about this community. But the thing I was going to say is, you're right, some were ash, some were alder. I can't tell from a few nicks of exposed wood what wood is what. I know they're both the same.
Yeah,
and it's a very light colored wood, very white. So if someone knows if one looks whiter than the other, Chris Black, that's Blackie DH. Thanks, man. Yeah, awesome. We'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
I've been chatting with you now for a few months. I know who you are. You're a cool cat. So yeah, definitely. Or anybody, that I haven't seen anybody on here I haven't cared for or anything like that. It's a great community. But Yeah,
so
we should probably get close to wrapping it
Yeah,
up.
so a couple of things we're probably going to be talking about in next week's show. You're going to see the last of the fleet.
Yep.
Going to save something for last. Why not save, not necessarily
I don't know what I'm going to
best
show
for
next
last, but this one is, if I come down here and I pick up a guitar, 9 times
He's
out
been
of
playing
10,
it a lot.
9 times out of 10, this is what I'm picking up. So she may not be the best, but she's the go-to.
Exactly.
She's the one that fits like a glove.
So I want to just give a shout out, for those that tuned in. Thank you, by the way, for that. Yes, I don't know what I'm bringing. We might talk about some pedals next week. Anything you guys want to talk about, shoot us a message or comment below after the fact.
Talk about maybe.
Yes, Blackie DHD, Ben Coombs. That's me.
Maybe talk about one of the amps back here.
Yeah, we
that
can
isn't
discuss
our lovely in-house
The
testing
workhorse.
system of the B52. And,
Which I was thinking, I may end up bringing my combo by just to have on set for. Yeah,
It's always good to have another 112.
yeah.
I find 112 is a really good reviewing amp because everyone's got something that's going to be
Look, I
close
got
to
a
a
notification.
112.
Somebody just sent me a friend request. I wonder who that is.
And
So-
anyone who doesn't, you just like it's 12-inch speaker. You're still getting.
So if you want to shout out, comment below. I just want Joe Wentz. Thanks, man, for tuning in. This is awesome. It's kind of weird having Joe watching us for a whole episode instead of me watching, chatting with Joe.
Yeah.
It's role reverse a little bit. Blackie DH, thanks for tuning in. Absolute Mayhem, awesome. Awesome t-shirt, Ben. Dude, I am wearing this thing at least once a week under my uniform at work. So yeah, it's, if you can't see, nunchucks and a beer bong. By female lucha libres. I saw this and I had to have it. R2R3 Lock and Nut. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. There you go. Bruce, Mr. BHB, Bruce. All the guys from our Metal Stage podcast.
Yes.
Sinner, Adam EVH, Jim Guidry was in the house.
break a leg tonight, gents.
Dry Heat 480. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Oh, I didn't see this. Double Egg Ego 99. A little late, but I made it. Hey, Ben. Hey. That's awesome. Yeah, so thanks again for tuning in, folks. If it's awesome. Leave a thumbs up if you can. Every thumbs up means that little bit. Wow, 12 thumbs up. Okay, in our Metal Stage, I just got a notification that they're hanging out, so once again, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you again soon. I may go live between now and next week, but it won't be necessarily two of us. It might be just a little random thing. I might show up at the music store and just kind of give them a little 5-minute once over. And it's easier than pre-recording. I just prefer to go live, guys. It's the way to go. Thanks for the tele-info, guys. No problem, Blackie.
No problem.
Anytime.
Come join the army.
Yeah, send me the links if you want. I can check them out. And we'll go from there. Again,
Have a good night, folks.
thank you,
We'll see you next week.
and be safe. Thanks.